Welcome back, Sentinels. Welcome back. Another episode of Black Father Sentinel, where we are changing the narrative of how fathers are depicted as well as discussed in today's society. Back with another video for you all, but before we jump into it, let's make sure we take care of business. So hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And be sure to leave a comment at the end of the video. And last but not least, if you haven't done so already, hit the share button. Let's continue to push this narrative out there. All right. Remember, we're changing the way that fathers, specifically African American fathers, are depicted in today's society. All right. So without further ado, now that business is taken care of, let's dive right into this video. This video is entitled Expressing Our Feelings. Fathers, how do you feel about that? I think even when I said that word feelings, some of us just cringe right away. I know I did, right? Because let's look at it. Let's just paint the picture. When we were growing up, what were we taught? Not to show any feelings, right? Not to show any, express any feelings. Feelings will get you hurt, right? And we were getting it from like both sides, so both sex. So not only were we getting that from the male figures in our life, so we would fall down, we would hurt ourselves, we were just told to suck it up, wipe your tears, you bet not cry. You all right, you tougher than that. Right? It's like the whole thing was trying to just design us to be tough. And the crazy thing about it is when I think about it, we were being taught this before we can even remember that we were being taught this. We're talking about at the ages of 1, 2, and 3, right? Now, I don't know about you all, but I can't remember when I was 1, 2, and 3, but I see how fathers do it nowadays. And they're telling their 1, 2, and 3-year-olds. So I'm pretty sure that that was told to me as well. So not only were we getting it from the male figures in our life, but we were also getting it from the females that were in our life, our mom, our aunties, our girl cousins. They were telling us the exact same thing. And it just amazes me to this day. Like, why was that told to us? I'm sure I can do some research and figure out a couple of reasons as to why, but I'm sure it could be just as simple as this. They're just passing down what was taught to them, right? Why do we have to be so tough all the time? Like, why did they want that to be instilled in us? And even as I'm doing this video right now, I can come up with some reason, like life is tough, right? I get it. Us as African-American males, they pretty much tell us that we start off life at a disadvantage, right? We got to jump higher. We got to run faster, right? We got to have all our T's crossed, all our I's dotted. I get it. So they probably wanted to ingrain in us that just we have to be tough in this life if we're going to be able to survive and make it, right? So I get it. I totally understand it. As I got older, right, I think my perspective has changed about expressing my feelings and also about how I teach my children to express their feelings. I remember one time, like, that doctrination was so ingrained in me in terms of just being tough. I remember one time I got into an accident and I broke my wrist in half. Now I had the surgery on the wrist. Any of you who ever broke a bone, that broke any part of your body, you know that is excruciating pain. Like, it's unbearable. But at this time that I'm going through this excruciating pain, it's still ingrained in me to be tough, right? You bet not cry. You bet not let nobody see you cry. When I tell you I was in so much pain, I couldn't even think straight. Like, my wrist was just throbbing, boom, 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 the whole night. Like, I didn't get any sleep at all. They gave me some medication. Now, I'm not, those who know me know I'm not big on medication. I don't really touch the stuff at all. And I think they gave me like the pill form of morphine. I admit to you, I took it one time, but it was just like, it totally took over my body. Like, I couldn't control myself at all. I'm slobbing all over the place. Like, I couldn't recall, talking or having conversations with the person that I was having conversations with. So after I took it one time and it wore off, I said, never again. I think I just gave those pills away, to be honest with you. But I began to just take that pain at night. And when I say I was in the most excruciating pain ever, like, I cried like a baby and I didn't feel bad doing it. And I think that was the point that I made up in my mind. Like, yo, it's okay to cry. This hurts. Like, what do you want me to do? This hurts. It's not a time to be tough right now. I'm in absolute pain, right? So I'll never forget that. But even during that time, it was ingrained in me, like, to still stay tough, right? So I guess my question is, I get it. That's how we were raised, right, fellas? I understand it. Are we still doing that to our children? Is that the narrative that we're still giving to our children, right? Be tough. You better not let them see you cry, right? Wipe your eyes. You're a punk if you don't do that. You're weak if you don't do that. Is that still the narrative that we're giving to our sons? And the only reason I say sons specifically, because the daughters, they sometimes get it as they get older. But when they're like babies 1, 2, and 3, it's more so lovey-dovey on them. We holding their hand. There's not too much wrong they can do at that time. But I think the sons, we like immediately push them off the porch. Hey, you got to be strong. Be a man out the gate. Like, what? What are we doing? Now, I'll be honest with you all, like I always do. When I first started off as a father, I was the exact same way. So it was done to me, and I was just passing it down to my children. So I continued with the narrative of making these children emotionally insecure. So my boy, my junior, I was telling him the same thing. Hey, get up. Wipe your face off. You better not cry. Don't be weak. It's weak to cry. Just telling them the exact same narrative, right? And that's when I was like a brand new father. I was 18, 19, 20. I did the exact same thing. But now that I'm to the age that I am now, and I have younger children now, right? My whole perspective has changed, right? So I get an opportunity to, I feel like, do it right this time. So for me, and fellas, this is a question. I don't know if you have evolved or if you're still doing it. You still keeping up with the, you got to be tough, right? Maybe you are. I'm just here to shed some light on it to see if that's still the narrative that we're pushing on to our sons. So for me nowadays, I'm 40, right? I have younger children. I explained that to you all before. I have an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, as well as a 6-year-old. Right now, in this current state, the mind that I have, I teach them all the time, it is okay to express your feelings. Like I want my children to have emotional intelligence, right? I want them to understand that it's okay to feel the way that they're feeling. Now, I also teach them that it's a choice to feel the way that you're feeling, right? So not only do I tell them that it's okay to cry, it's okay to express yourself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that because I want them to have a balance. You ever notice like a lot of us, myself included, like because we weren't taught how to express our feelings, we become like, I guess, lopsided per se because we don't have a balance. Either we become overly aggressive or we come to that point to where we're too passive because we're just scared to show our emotions, whether it's an emotion of, just high excitement or it's an emotion of I'm just down right now and I absolutely need to talk about it. Like we're scared to show our emotions to the point that we're just unbalanced. And I never wanted that for my children at all. So I teach them all the time. Not only do I teach my older son that, but I teach my younger boys that as well as my daughters too, right? And so I just want to make sure that they have a balance. And I console them when they cry. So for example, my son, if he loses a basketball game or any sport, whatever the case may be, he cries. I remember he lost in the championship game. He cried. I heard other fathers telling him, suck it up, it's okay. We get him next time, this, that, and the third. I understand that. But at that age, when they don't know how to express themselves with their words, it's okay for them to be crying. I believe so. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm doing this thing wrong. I don't know. But for me, in my mind, like he was 7, I think, when he lost that first championship. He cried, and I consoled him. It's all right. Go ahead and let it all out. This is what it feels like. This is the growing pains that you have to go through in order to go through sports, right? Let's get back in the gym. Let's get back on the field. Let's go ahead and put in the work. So the next time around, you can make this look easy. And sure enough, within those next 2 to 3 years, we took home the chip. And so I'm just questioning it. Like, are we still telling our children, or our boys specifically, right? Not so much our daughters, are we still telling them to hide their emotions? Is it still uncool to express your emotions? If it is, let me know. For me, my thought process is different. I'm telling them right off the bat, it's okay. It's okay to feel the way that you're feeling, but it's also a choice. I don't know if you all have ever heard the saying, it's a choice to be happy, right? So what that means is you see a lot of individuals out here, they're always just mad and upset and got a frown on their face. And, you don't really want to be around those type of people. And at that point, it's a choice to be happy. I get it. Someone may have wronged you. You may be having a bad day. I go through bad days. People wrong me. but still it's a choice. In my mind, I made it up in my mind that I'm going to be happy every day. And sometimes you got to fake it a little bit till you actually get there. I know a lot of people aren't mourning people, but that don't give you the right to be mad all day and then pushing that energy on everybody else. So nowadays, I tell my children it's okay to express your feelings, but it's a choice also, right? If you're mad and upset, that's a choice. Because you can look at everything from a positive angle, and then that will help you to change that emotion around to that of one that's more positive. All right? So let me know what y'all think. I'm curious to hear it in the comment section. I know you all grew up like me, fathers, where it was not cool to show your emotions at all. I know that's the case. Did you pass that on to your children? If you did you change your perspective now that you've evolved in life and gotten older? Or are you still doing the same thing in terms of telling them that, yo, show no emotions at all? I'm curious, all right? So leave it down in the comment section. I appreciate you all for looking at this video. And fathers, continue to do what you do best, and that is being a great father. Black Father Syndrome, signing out.